I'm Hannah, and
I'm Daniel. Some people call me Westy.
And we are coming at you live to talk to you a little bit about Sabbath and Sabbath weekend. We've had some people ask us about what Sabbath weekend will look like in 2021, and so we thought it would be easier and a little more fun to kind of send a video update of what we're thinking. But first, we wanted to just kind of tell you what Sabbath has looked like for us a little bit this year.
Yeah, so obviously it's been a pretty strange year for everybody. I know for most of us, we started working from home kind of right after Sabbath weekend happened last year, and basically the world shut down and told us, hey, you got to take more time, and like it or not, you have to rest. So it was ironic timing with last year's Sabbath weekend, but the practice of Sabbath, this is now our second full year practicing a 24-hour Sabbath, Saturday at noon to Sunday at noon, and I wouldn't say we did it perfectly each week, but I would say that it was really life-giving, and especially with just how quarantine and working from home for a lot of us and not having a differentiator in maybe your workspace and your home space, it was really, really helpful to have a Sabbath. So it was something we were left encouraged by. The 24 hours usually looks something like reading and slowing down. For me, sometimes playing golf and being outside and doing things that we enjoy, and then always trying to end it with, in our case, virtual church. So it was really helpful, but we're looking towards a new year and hopefully more return to normal. And so I think having a Sabbath weekend and the importance of Sabbath weekend is kind of why we're making this video.
Yeah, and we think that Sabbath weekend is important just because it allows us a time once a year at least to really sit down and recalibrate our lives, make sure that it's balanced and that we are making time for rest, and ask kind of the hard questions of, are we resting well? Are we making space in our life to allow us to spend time with Jesus, look more like Jesus, and do what Jesus did? And so, yeah, we hope that that weekend has always been fun for you guys, and sometimes it requires making meals and doing dishes, which might not be a part of your personal Sabbath, but it's just a time to think and come together and kind of focus on this idea of Sabbath, and especially, just kind of a unique concept in our ever-moving world. So this year we have kind of a couple different options for a Sabbath weekend.
Yeah, so it's always really encouraging this time of year when people reach out and they say, hey, are you doing a Sabbath weekend again? I know this time and then last year's were spurred on by other people and some of our good friends reaching out saying, hey, that was encouraging to me. Can you guys put it on again this year? So we would love to. Obviously the world looks a little different. So we've come up with 3 different options, and Hannah will detail how you can figure out a survey and help us figure out what to do. But the 3 items we're considering are sadly having no Sabbath weekend because of the state of the world and just people's kind of uncomfortability with gathering. We hope that's not the case, but we understand if it is. The second option is potentially having everybody's invited another Sabbath weekend in the fall, just looks like normal. A third option is, and this is kind of something we're leaning towards, is doing some form of an in-person core gathering with those who have already been to a Sabbath weekend and are building off of the kind of previous material and the previous idea to do maybe a 10, 12, 15 person Sabbath weekend in a smaller setting. But we understand if everybody's not comfortable with that. So there's going to be an email that you can, or a survey you can detail, if you'd want people to be vaccinated or tested or knowing they'd already had it to go. We're kind of open to a bunch of different options. And then the final idea that we've tossed around and has been spurred on by Paul Gerges is potentially a virtual Sabbath weekend. So not 24 hours spent on Zoom, because I don't think anybody wants that, but a kind of core curriculum and some virtual meetings to just talk about the idea of Sabbath. So what else should we be looking for, Hannah?
Yeah, so if we are to do kind of a core team Sabbath, so this video is going out to only people who have attended Sabbath weekend in the past, that would be in April. So a little further on into the year, hopefully have some warmer weather and maybe some more answers on to where COVID is at that point. And so, just kind of be thinking about that. We will send out a survey that, as Daniel mentioned, will give you kind of some options to give us some feedback. We really want you to be honest. If you don't feel comfortable attending, that's totally fine, and we totally get that. If you would want people to be vaccinated, if you would want people to be, which who knows if we'll have that option by then, or tested beforehand, those are all options for us. And so, we are just looking for answers from you guys, and we're just really encouraged by the ways that you guys have spurred us on to keep this tradition going. So we're excited for hopefully a third year of Sabbath weekend and hope that you guys are having a great 2021 so far.
Thanks, guys. We love you, and we're appreciative for you.